Have you ever laid in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why you still feel empty, even when everything in your life looks perfect? Maybe you have the job, the house, the partner, maybe even the admiration of those around you. From the outside, it seems like you have it all, yet there's that invisible ache deep inside, a restlessness that just won't go away. Why do we feel empty, even when we've hit every milestone we were told would bring happiness? Welcome to the Growth Mindset Project. Before we dive into the shocking reason behind this emptiness, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We're here to unpack the real struggles behind the masks we wear, and you don't want to miss out. So, let's get real. Society hands us a script from day one. Do well in school, find a respectable career, settle down, earn enough money, gain recognition. We're taught that if we stick to this path, if we check off all those boxes, fulfillment is guaranteed. Many of us follow this path with discipline, determination, and admirable effort. We put our heads down, grind through our 20s and 30s, and slowly climb that ladder. But here's a truth most people hide. For many, the promise of fulfillment never arrives. All those external achievements, the degrees, the promotions, the perfect family photos, they may look impressive, but inside, there's a sense that something's missing. This feeling emptiness isn't just about dissatisfaction or ingratitude, it's about living a life built for others, not for yourself. Picture this. You wake up on a quiet Sunday, no emails, no meetings, nobody making demands of you. Suddenly, without all the busyness and noise, you're faced with yourself. And for reasons you can't quite explain, you feel unmoored, almost like you're living someone else's life. It's not unhappiness in the traditional sense, but an unsettling disconnect, a persistent feeling of emptiness you just can't shake. So, where does this emptiness actually come from? The answer is both uncomfortable and liberating. It's born when we build our lives to please others, to win approval, to become what society values, while ignoring who we really are inside. It's the consequence of letting the image, the social mask you present to the world, take the place of your authentic self. Some call it a golden prison, beautiful on the outside, but suffocating within. And the most insidious part? This tends to happen to people who have done everything right. They've climbed every rung, but never stopped to ask whose ladder they're actually climbing. At this point, let me ask you, does any of this sound familiar? If so, take a moment to like this video and leave a comment telling us about your experience. Your story could help someone else realize they aren't alone with these feelings. Let's push further. Think about the roles you play: devoted professional, loving partner, dutiful child, respected member of your community. Society rewards you for these. Over time, these roles harden into a persona, a polished, adapted version of yourself designed to meet expectations, fit in, and be approved of. There's nothing wrong with having a persona. We all need one to connect and function in the social world. But the problem starts when the persona takes over, and you forget who's actually behind the mask. Your true self, the raw, instinctive, creative center that makes you unique, gets pushed into the background, suffocated by what the world wants from you. You might silence your true desires, ignore your need for rest or introspection, hide your vulnerability, or neglect your passions. And your real self retreats, watching as the persona gets all the praise. Over time, this gap between your outer life and inner self grows. What was once a slight discomfort becomes a pervasive, existential emptiness. You wake up wondering what all the effort was for. Even in the middle of applause, love, or apparent success, you feel strangely absent, like there's a wall between you and your own experience. For some, this crisis shows up as anxiety with no clear cause, or a boredom that won't lift, or even physical issues that doctors can't fully explain. Maybe you find yourself procrastinating, irritable for no reason, or simply lost in a fog of restlessness. Your dreams become strange, maybe even disturbing, as your unconscious tries to break through the surface. Here's the pivotal truth. This emptiness is not a failure. It's an invitation. It's not something to medicate away or drown out with more distractions. It's the soul's way of saying, stop, pay attention. You're losing yourself. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. It really helps others find these conversations and explore their own hidden truths. So, what now? Most people, when faced with this feeling empty, try to outrun it. They change jobs, partners, cities. They fill their schedules, chase thrills, look for new status symbols, even dabble in spirituality for a quick fix. But the solution isn't out there because the problem isn't out there. This inner void isn't from lack of achievement. It's the cost of building your life solely for the world, not for your own soul. Truly healing this emptiness requires a turn inward, a brave, sometimes uncomfortable journey back to yourself. It demands asking life's hardest questions. What do I truly want? Who am I when nobody's watching? What parts of myself have I buried to make others happy? This journey might mean letting go of a career that no longer fits, ending a relationship that doesn't support your real self, or walking away from roles that brought you attention, but never joy. It demands honesty, sometimes a brutal honesty, about what is and isn't working, about what energizes you versus what drains you. It's about rediscovering passions, interests, and values that got lost along the way. Healing the void is not about rebellion or reckless upheaval for its own sake. It's about realignment, about giving space for the self, the part of you that knows what you love, what you fear, what you're here to do, to step back into the light. This process isn't fast. It won't happen in a meditation retreat or a long weekend. It takes patience, courage, and support, sometimes professional, sometimes from friends on a similar journey. But there is no shortcut. If you want to stop feeling empty, you have to be willing to let go of the comfort of the mask and embark on the adventure of becoming real. One last truth. At some point, the soul will no longer let you run from your emptiness. The symptoms will intensify, the restlessness will grow, until you're finally forced to take a hard look at your life. You may have to sacrifice some things you once believed were essential, whether that's a dream job, a relationship that isn't authentic, or the approval of people you've spent your life pleasing. True freedom is not about keeping up a perfect image. It's about building a life that feels true on the inside, even if it doesn't impress everyone on the outside. That's the real meaning of fulfillment, a life guided by your own soul, not by someone else's script. It may not be perfect, it may not be understood by everyone, but it will finally feel like yours. If this video spoke to you, don't stop here. Click over to our next video and continue your journey with us. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another invitation to grow, transform, and reclaim the fullness of your life, starting from within.